I think overall, as always, I'm blessed. I'm good. So I'd say I'm at like a cool 7.5, maybe 8 for real. So I can do a little better, but I'm content for right now. I'm content.
I feel you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. We got a confession we got to get to before we
Mhm.
get to the main stuff for the night. We can go ahead and pull up the confession, Catwoman. Thank. Oh, all right. HBCU confession this week says, I have one friend in another state and I am so freaking lonely to the point of ending it all, but don't know what to do. Quote unquote, just talk to someone isn't a solution when the conditions of daily life don't change. Anonymous. All right. I think we're all pretty clear, pretty straightforward on this kind of confession. And this essentially is just dealing with sometimes you be lonely, especially if you're an out of state student or maybe um, you stayed in state and a lot of your friends might have gone out of state to college. How do you deal with being from a different area and not really having friends in school? How do y'all deal with that?
I can.
Well,
You can go first. Go ahead.
okay. Speaking from an out of state student, can't get my words right. Perspective. I deal with this every day. Like, yes, I do have friends that I made up here, but I still have maybe just a handful of friends from back home, and it can be hard. Like, I have like one genuine close friend from back home who went here, but she unenrolled not too long ago. So sometimes I do get homesick, and what I try to do to make it feel better, I just talk to that one friend because she's been here before. She understands. She knows how it feels. Um, I don't really have any advice for that. Wow. I don't know. Brooke, go ahead.
Brookster?
Okay. I can say the same thing. Like when I first got here, I don't know what I thought it was going to be like when it came to like meeting people, but it wasn't what I thought. But it's just like I still like I came out here. I live in Virginia, but like I don't have any family out here at all. And I came out here like nobody from my area came out here, so I was just like, dang, like I don't know none of y'all, and a lot of y'all know each other because like y'all went to school together already.
Mm-hmm.
So I get here and it was just like kind of weird. And okay, I get the part where it's just like it's hard to just be like, hey, just go out and meet somebody because like that make me nervous. But then once I got to college, I was like, okay, if I want to talk to people, because like I'm a people person, I'm going to have to talk to people. So it's like you got to put in that effort. I feel like, but the only part I don't get about the confession is was like the circumstances don't change. Like I feel like if you're at a HBCU, what do you mean like the circumstances aren't changes? There's so many different kinds of people on campus.
Mhm.
Like you just got to put yourself in a position to meet the kind of person that you want to be around.
I feel
I
like as
100.
well. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, black woman. I feel like I feel like as well. I don't, and even though I know that Bowie is a smaller school, so it may or may not be easier to make friends. I don't know where this person goes to school. Because with being at a smaller school, you're bound to see the same faces over and over and over and over and over and
Right.
over again. Um, and then with that, even being a smaller school, there's mad clubs and orgs, mad events you can go to. So I know sometimes it may be really difficult. Like for me, when I first went to Bowie, I know some folks that came from my school that went up there. Um, but for the most part, and I've always been like a social kind of person. Like I was always kind of person. I was like one of the popular kids in like high school, elementary, middle, all that. So man, getting up there to college and it's like a very, very different big sea. Like
Yeah.
it's not a little pond anymore. It was a bigger sea for real. And I was the kind of person I didn't really go to events for real. My first 2 years, I would like go and like stay for a little bit, but I felt uncomfortable not really having nobody there with me. Um, that's when I really got once I got involved with the radio station, probably like by like sophomore year. That's when things kind of started to change for me, and I had more so like my own friend group. Of course, once I crossed, it expanded even more. But yeah, it really wasn't toward until like my end of sophomore, junior year for it that I really started to meet folks for real and really put myself out there. And I tried it. I would join orgs, but again, I can understand this person because sometimes you might even try and you still feel kind of uncomfortable, but that's kind of just what comes with it. Sometimes the only way to really grow is if you put yourself in uncomfortable situations and learn
Mhm.
how to expand from them, to adapt
Yeah.
from them. Because if you're always doing the same thing, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So if you're never really trying to put yourself out there to meet people, yes, it may be weird as heck beforehand, but eventually something clicks. I mean, eventually you find somebody with the same interest, whether it's in your class, you're at the same event, whatever the case may be. You got something in common with somebody there. It's just your job to kind of fish through it all and find your people. Yeah,
Okay, mic drop. You literally said it
You ate
all.
that.
Like that's the best advice I could give to anybody who's in that same predicament. So
we
MC
gotta,
said it the best.
we gotta. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. We got a question. On Instagram, Caleb underscore DJ Trex. Shout out Caleb, aka DJ Trex. He says, I'm a campus DJ in high school. First off, let me stay there. A campus DJ already in high school, I promise you, bro, when you get to college, that's a great thing. That's a great way to meet people. That's an absolute great way to get to know people. I'm a campus DJ in high school right now, and I meet so many people in high school. Will it be the same way when I get to college? All right. I know I can definitely. Does anybody want to go first? Because I know I could.
Go
You
ahead.
know.
Talk, talk it, talk it.
Me being an MC, right? We're the kind of people I'm going to meet you regardless, and I'm also now dabbling to the DJ as well. Being a campus DJ in college, one is a great way to get paid. I'll tell you that now. So Bowie does pay its DJs. It's MCs, but it's DJs. Yes, they definitely get it. And with you once you put yourself out there as that, especially already as a freshman, I can just only tell you from the Bowie experience, you would definitely have mad folks trying to utilize you. Your freshman board, the Mr. Freshman, Miss Freshman, President, whatever the case may be. Um, and especially if you already have that kind of personality where you're personable, you definitely have a long way you can go with that because the opportunities can then just expand from now just doing it on your college to now doing DJ battles, other things at other colleges as well. So yes, being a campus DJ is a great way to meet folks. There's always a need for DJs on campus, always. So DJ Trex, Caleb, shout out you, my boy. Shout out you.
I agree with you all the way, MC. You said it best. Took the words right out of my mouth. Like, yeah,
Right.
you good, man. Like, that's it.
Have y'all ever been in a situation where you tried to make a friend and it just didn't work?
Yeah.
Repeat it again.
You ever been in a situation where you tried to make a friend like in college and it just didn't work for some reason?
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of life, and that's also a part of being independent, finding yourself in adulting. It happens. At least you know that you put yourself out there, and if it didn't work, then
I feel like, well, for me, yes, I have, but it think like just meeting people, it kind of shows you what you like and what you don't like, and it's just like you have to, if when you put yourself around certain people, you're not just going to be around someone you don't like. So it's just like I feel like it's a part of just kind of growing up, and like Hadassah said, like I just agree with her. Like you just got to go through it to get to it.
With the friend group that y'all have now, um, well, I would ask, do y'all feel like y'all have a pretty solid friend group in college right now? Folks that you feel like you
yeah,
can
for sure.
not only
Yeah.
okay, cool. So how did y'all get connected with them? Like, was it you met them at an event? You is it B Rook? You start playing the same sport as them? Class? Like, how did y'all get connected with the friend group you have now?
You want to go first, Hadassah?
I met mines all through um like group chats, figuring out who's in my class, things of that sort. Really group me, Instagram, that's literally how it all formed. And then we just got close as we got on campus, and our friendship has been solid and tight ever since.
I know for me, it's actually crazy. Like when I first got here, like it was hard for me to talk to people, but then like the first people that I really talked to, well, besides my teammates, those like the first people that I hung around, and the team is just a different kind of bond. So like those are my friends, but I'm around them all the time. Like how could they not be? But like my non softball friends, like I don't know. I've been saying my regular friends, but like it sounds crazy, but like my like my not athletic friends or whatever. Like there's where like the people I met at the radio station, like MC and Woo and Ju, like y'all was my first group of like friends. Like y'all my Bowie family. So that's how I met my first group. They solid.
Oh man, thanks man. All right, I think that's a great segue for us to go to this next thing. And again, we're talking about things we wish we knew before coming to college, right? So let's just start there. What are some things you wish you knew before you got to college? Anything at all?
Applying for scholarships, okay? Like school, y'all need to have the money, the funds. Y'all need to go where the money resides. And I wish I knew how important that was. Luckily, I caught on to that very, 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 very quick. That if you don't have the funds, then you can't really get that education that you want. And I think you guys could agree with me as well.
Yeah. I think for me, I wish I would have known that like coming out of state, like the people are just like they act differently. Like it's not the same as being at home. Like
I don't know.
Yeah, like the Maryland air, I really have a theory. It makes them crazy. It makes y'all crazy because they be trying to get me sometimes. But no, like that's something I wish would have known. I was not expecting that. Like when I got here, I was just like, oh, like it was just like culture shock, culture change.
Things I wish I knew before coming to college. The funny thing is, I don't think I really had any like expectations for real before coming to college. It's kind of just like, okay, this is next after high school. All right, well, let's go see what this is. I wish I would have knew about staying on task. It's very, very easy to get off task to what you're supposed to be doing in college. You can sometimes get so caught up in the social life aspect and like really just take that in that you forget, oh, I'm really here to get a degree and finish in as close to 4 years as I can. So yeah, I definitely wish that I would have had some other kind of like knowledge of that. Like, MCU, make sure when you get here, yes, you're gonna have fun. Yes, you're gonna have the time of your life sometimes. But also remember, hey man, don't lose sight of the bigger picture here. Which
I have another one. Can I say another one?
What?
Okay. I feel like also what I would have known is like how my schedule was in high school. Like I did a lot. Like I played on multiple softball teams. I was in school and I worked, and then I did stuff like at school. So like I did a lot, but like that amount of stuff, I don't know how I was doing that then. And then I come here and I'm just playing softball and trying to get my work done. It's ridiculous. Like it's not the same. Like nobody prepared me. Nobody told me nothing about that. I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be light work. I was doing all this before, and then I get here, I'm like
tired.
Tired, capital T. But yeah, that's what I wish I would have known.
Have y'all ever heard of the saying how like the high school 8 a.m. like waking up at 8, 7 a.m.
It's not the same,
bro.
It's not the same, y'all.
Everything is different in high school. We was up at 8 a.m. drinking chocolate milk and freaking I'm sorry, at lunchtime, 11 a.m. drinking like chocolate milk and pizza. Like we were different back then, fool. I don't know what we were doing, but people was fighting.
It was the school
fighting at 7:45. Like, what are you mad about this early in the morning, bro? Like it's everything.
Blasting loud music. Yeah, we were different.
Yeah. Like fighting.
I took an 8 a.m. My bad. I took an 8 a.m. my first semester here, and I think I went 2 times. I passed.
That's all that matters. You passed.
Because I couldn't do it.
I'm taking an 8 a.m. If I'm being completely transparent, I shouldn't be saying this, but I probably haven't been since. I can't even say before. Since maybe sometimes before Valentine's Day. Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, I'm never coming back."
Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
But I think with that, it's just like some kind of subconscious thing to where it's like, okay, in high school, you don't really pick your classes. Like you you have to take. You may be able to pick, okay, maybe instead of taking AP literature, I can take regular English or whatever the case may be, but
Mhm.
it's really it's not that much leeway in your schedule, right? So in your subconscious, you already know that it's cool, just go with the flow. I feel like once you get to college and you something, whether consciously or subconsciously, you understand that I can choose my own schedule, and if I really don't want this, I don't have to do this. I know besides like freshman year for Bowie students, very first semester we can't choose our classes unless it's like some very like big circumstance where we have to change it.
Oh, I
Um,
chose mine.
I think that's something they started recently, as well. You've always been in the honors program, correct? So
Yeah.
that might also be a different thing
Oh,
for honors,
yeah.
but I know, yeah, like folks who are not in the honors program, yeah, that first semester they can't choose their class. I don't know why I'm holding this. They can't choose their classes for real, so it's like they kind of just have to go with it. But outside of that, it's like, yo, get to next semester. I don't want to take it at 8 a.m. right now, bro. I don't have to, and I think that just kind of
It's
settles.
the freedom.
Yeah, that
Like,
freedom.
it's great.
It's a very dangerous thing
Yeah.
to um in college. Would y'all say that there's ever been a time where you kind of took the freedom in college for granted? Like you might have utilized it too much and you ended up in a bad spot in some way? Whether it's you knew you could you had an 8 a.m. the next day, but you decided to go to that party super late at night when you probably
Oh
should.
yeah. Free will gets me every time. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna get me, but I just know the consequences come. But once it be too many consequences back to back, I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Right.
Like I know my limits. Like you just gotta do everything in moderation. That's what I have learned so far in my college experience.
That is so true. I'm glad you said that. If you guys are watching from Instagram Live, definitely write that down, what she just said.
Yes.
Do y'all feel like high school prepared y'all at all for?
Absolutely not.
Well,
Nothing could have prepared me for this.
academically, not so much, but extracurriculars and other stuff, yeah, because it
Okay.
helped me develop my personality, my leadership skills, and who I am now today. So yes and no.
I do agree with that part a little bit, but for me, like I was involved in school, like in my high school, but like our stuff, it was nothing nearly like how it is in college, like how much you actually have to do for it. So like once I got here and I started doing like the first thing I did when I got here was run for Miss Freshman. Nobody told me nothing. I'm thinking, oh, it's a nice little Instagram post like he was in high school. Like I
Nah.
did this before this is cool. They talking about something you gotta have a whole e-board and all this other stuff just to run,
Yeah.
and I didn't know
Yeah.
nobody, and I like did like most of it by myself. I had a few people like that I had just met, and they really came through and helped me. But I was like, ain't nobody told me nothing, and I'll never do it again.
You live and you
but
learn. At least you went out for it though.
but I found what I would like to be involved in, like the radio station, all that, like other extracurriculars that are just not that. Like I got in where I could fit in, where I wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, MC?
What was the question? I forgot the only question that I asked.
Do you feel like high school has prepared you for college?
Absolutely not. I think high school has not really prepared me for life as a whole. It's a totally different topic. We can dive into it if we want, but my view on high school, and just the education system here, especially in America, it's not really designed to prepare as much. It's more so to like meet quotas and like state standardized testing and just a numbers thing for real. I don't really think it's designed to set folks up in life. Nobody teaches you about taxes in high school. Nobody teaches you about um, just certain life skills that you should have. And even though, like, yes, your parents can teach you, but again, they might not even necessarily have had the notion to teach you that at that time. So, like, I really don't think that schools really set up. This is my personal experience. I'm not going to say every school is like this, but just from my high school, nah, I don't really think I got that for real. I don't think I really learned too much about college. I was in like a Peer Forward, which is a college coaching program. So I did get some from that, but just my school as a whole, nah, I don't really think about. I got that for real. But hey, I'm here now. I don't hold no grudges. Hey man, F,
Mm.
we ball. You know,
Yeah,
Girl.
I agree with you all the way on all of that. Like,
F,
I
we
made
ball.
it here. We made it here. That's all that matters.
You know what I mean? We gotta. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
One more thing I just wanted to say that stood out to me that I wish I knew before coming to college was making sure that I do good my freshman year. Because, once you have that GPA, that's
True.
kind of what it's going to stand. And it might move 2, 3, 4 more times. But other than that, it's not going to move drastically. And I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it might go the same way in high school. So, y'all just do your best if you're deciding to come to college.
I feel like in high school, your GPA it moved a lot more. Like it's a lot easier in high school to bring your GPA up. I feel like in
Facts.
college, it goes up by one, like not
Yeah.
even the whole one. It be
Point.
0.01.
Yeah.
But in high school, all you gotta do is get straight A's for one semester, and you at a 3.9. Like
Hello.
You know,
Hello.
it's funny because you could like fail some stuff, and you'll definitely see a change in it. But if you trying to like say you fail and you trying to bring it back up, you not gonna see the same kind of drastic change in it. So
you have to get like straight A's like semesters in a row to
Yeah.
bring up one
yeah,
D. Like I'm struggling to bring up just a C. Nobody like
it's definitely important to start out freshman year, like
start strong, man. Stay strong.
because especially there are a lot of times where after freshman year, a lot of folks don't come back. Um,
Hmm.
some it may be that they it was taking them longer than they anticipated to adjust to college life, and so they may feel like, well, this is just too much in the first year already, so they just go in. They may not have even the necessary support or mentorship to help push them, so they might feel like the person that was in that confession all alone. They don't really have nobody to lean on or things like that. So definitely freshman year, yeah, it's definitely important to knock it out the park if you can.
If anybody's feeling like that, really try to push through. Find your support system and find people who are going to support you because you can do
But
it. You just got to put your all into it.
Right.
every oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that every campus should have some kind of like mentorship group you can reach out to, and this is from anyone, whether it's your Greek organizations, whether there may be like a campus chapel or a campus like kind of like church community on there. Your orientation leaders are always a good people to go to, so there are definitely a lot of resources. Even the counseling center, right? I know Bowie, we heavily promote the counseling center now, so there's definitely a lot of places where if you're feeling like this, there are options out there for you.
And it's ways to find it. Like it's options for you to find it. Like you're saying, like it makes. I know some people like they be feeling like oh they don't want to join orgs because they feel like it's corny and like too schooly kind of thing. Like I've heard that from people,
Yeah,
but I'm just like it'd be fun. Like just
that's
go out and meet people. Like we're here. It's just this is the community we live in. Like
Right.
so just go and try.
That's also a part of the collegiate experience and just, like life and just adulting,
Yeah.
yeah.
honestly.
Ooh, I don't know, because I group those people in the same group of people that like to go to parties and just stand. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you why are you just here lingering?
Yeah.
Um, to the point of like joining clubs, like okay, and it may depend upon what kind of clubs and organizations that your school even has, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes things may not be for you. That's okay. But what I can say about Bowie is that if there's not something for you there, create it. From the time I've started to the where I am now, there have been a lot of clubs and organizations that folks was like, this didn't exist, so now I'm going to make it. There's a car club on campus now. There's an anime club on campus now. There is what's
It's
some
skating. It's a cooking club coming out on campus. Like
yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of different things. So I definitely tell folks like, yo, go to your student life org office or whatever the case may be, and or even go online, look up the different clubs and orgs that's there. You feel like it's not something for you, then definitely think about, hey, inquire how can I create my own organization? Because maybe other students who feel just like you and the interests you have, they may want to dive into that too. They just don't have the kind of bravery to step out on that ledge. But who knows? You stepping out on that ledge, there can be so many people that you kind of light the fire in their light for them. So
Right.
Yeah, definitely. If you didn't know that, there's honestly endless opportunities for you to start something or do something new on your campus. Don't feel like you have to be traditional or go in the same way. You can be the change for your campus.
Facts. We got a question from, well, a comment from Joe Wop. Joe Wop. That's a name. That's the name. And it says, thinking about going to NCCU, what am I getting into? All right. Are we going to lie to this person or are we going to be very, very truthful about what they're getting into? I just want a consensus before we start.
What do you think, Kadasa? Because
To be transparent, I know the school NCCU, but I don't really know much about the culture over there. But we're gonna be transparent regardless, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So great. Um, what you are getting yourself into depends upon a lot of different things. First, it depends upon the kind of person you are, right? If you're shy, if you're outgoing, you like to be in the mix, stay to yourself, whatever your major is. I don't know if you're a nursing student or whatever the case may be. So it really just depends on what you are trying to do. But just in general, for a college student, definitely expect, of course, late nights. Um, definitely expect midterms to just creep up on you out of nowhere. Definitely, you can almost 95% expect to be broke at multiple points in your collegiate career.
yes.
Okay. Definitely expect that you got to make the most out of what you're given, right? You got to make the most out of what you're given. Don't expect to have some kind of like, a lot of freshmen, they try to come and get like getting a single or an apartment off rip, and it's like, hey, big dog, you just got here. You got to go be with the common folks for a little bit before just get to, yeah. But that's what builds character. You know what I mean? That's how you find the folks, your roommates, the folks in your dorm. Like, just expect that with the freedom you're given, it can be a lot to handle. So you just got to be cautious to let it go to your mind, and just be careful. Just be careful, but expect have fun, especially North Carolina. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie,
Gonna
I
Yeah.
was what college was that? Livingstone College, because I think they are in North Carolina as well. Um, I'm not gonna lie, and I was having this conversation with my boy how down south schools, the party culture is a lot different than like here in Maryland. Folks in down south know how to party and have a good time. They do. So if NCCU is like that, man, hey man, go have a great time, but don't have too much of a great time.
One thing I can say is to have expectations of being homesick or just wanting to go back to reality, I guess, which is your I guess you can say your old life, your high school life. But I keep saying throughout this episode, it's a part of adulting. It's a part of life. So definitely expect for that change to just hit you every day.
I agree with both of y'all with everything y'all are saying, but let me see what else can I add on to that. I would just say like take it all in as a learning experience, and it's gonna be crazy stuff that happens to you while you're in college, like just situations you've never been exposed to. So just try not to look at like the things that are not like favorable in your eyes as why did this happen to me, and try to think about why did it happen for me. Like everything is a lesson, so that's what you have to take it as, and it's just gonna make it a lot more easier to be here because it's gonna get hard and you're gonna want to go home and you're gonna feel like you're not gonna know what to do. But if you just really just try to take it as a learning experience and know like at the end of the day everything is going to be okay, you can be fine. You're gonna just have fun while you're doing it all.
I agree. We got y'all coming in with the question. Listen, if you watching right now, just bring all the questions in. I
Yeah.
love it. What do y'all want to read the question? Y'all want me to go ahead and get it?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't got no space on my phone. I can't even see it.
I don't know if we're getting different questions.
I'll
But
get
go
it.
ahead.
So the question here, it says, how does the fraternity I gotta speak on this. How does the fraternity support academic success among its current or future members? Okay. So for one, right? I can only speak for Alpha. Well, actually, this part can really apply to all of Bowie. if you have below a certain GPA, you are not allowed to partake in Greek related things as a Greek. So say if I'm an alpha, right? If my GPA is below, I think the minimum is 2.7. If it's below 2.7, I can't wear the alpha letters. I can't participate in like stroll-offs and step shows, things like that. Um, I cannot. What else can I do? You basically can't really represent the org besides like doing community service. So even if I'm at like supporting my brothers at an event, I can't wear the letters necessarily. I have to more so do like the background scene of stuff. So that's one way, and that's really just teaching you discipline. Like, hey, there's no play without doing the work first. You know what I mean, there's no play without doing the work first. And we also hold study sessions not just for our members, but open to the entire community as well. Like, hey, it's midterm season, it's final season. If you need help with something, there may be a brother who may be able to help you with that. I mean, so we definitely, I know for A to Zeta, we promote a community effort when it comes to our academics, because again, melody, scholarship, love for all mankind, those are things that we live by, and scholarship, we're all there to get into our books, to graduate on time or as close to on time as we can. So yeah, there's definitely support. I can especially speak from Alpha for that. Hadassah, you want to speak on your organization, how y'all support as well?
I'm sorry, repeat the question because I was actually going through questions on Instagram Live while you
Oh
were
yeah,
on.
I'm live right now. I'm looking at the questions.
Yeah.
The question is, how does the fraternity support academic success among its current or future members? You want to speak from your organization standpoint?
I'll speak a little bit on it because I would basically piggyback in saying what MC just said. We definitely like to put academics first because that is super important. That goes with any student organizations on campus. You know, like if you want to wear these letters, if this is something that you would like to represent, something that you would like to do, we would like to see you be a student first. So that's one thing that I definitely can say, and in general with all organizations.
Yeah. Y'all see any questions that y'all wanna throw out there?
Yeah. So I have a question. It is from I love Tebow 1000 on Instagram. So
I'm
basically
sorry.
this question,
What was the
I
what was
love
that?
Tebow. I
I love
love Tebow
got it.
1000. So it says, what do you guys major in and what colleges do you guys go to? And I liked how you explained how students can make the best out of the campus life and its experiences despite the challenges.
Appreciate that, big dog. I major in communications, broadcast journalism to be specific. You can probably tell by the way that I speak and love to speak. I'm proud Bulldog, Bowie State University. RAR or Wolf, my bad, Wolf. Um,
For y'all how to really do it. I'm a big communications major with a concentration in broadcast journalism at Bowie State University. Woo, woo, woo. Go Bulldogs.
University. That's that honors program right there. University.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Mm-hmm.
this is completely irrelevant, but I did not know that you guys' university's mascot was a bulldog. Because Alabama A&M, our mascot is a bulldog. But
I feel like
Period.
we talked before. I feel like we did.
we did
Bite down.
too.
What what was it?
Bite
Bite down.
down.
Bite
Bite
down.
down.
Okay, but anyways, I go to Alabama A&M University, and I am a criminal justice major with a minor in communications media. Yeah,
Hey, Hadassah said, you didn't read my gut.
yeah, I go to
Hey,
Alabama.
but she tried to do it subtly, like you didn't see the. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And yeah, it's like how we explain how students can make the best out of campus life and experience despite the challenges. Again, college is really just it's supposed to set you up for when you get out of college, right? So while you don't have to necessarily like become super serious off rip, it is supposed to be like a transition. Like, okay, freshman year, it's supposed to be like bits here and there where you start to really get serious about your life. So say if that's why it's best if you do have like your major already, kind of makes it easier. But understand it is okay if you don't. especially because your first 2 years is supposed to be like the electives anyway, so you really got 2 extra years to the side. But just again, this is a matter of you technically now are paying for college, whether it's a scholarship, grant, your own money, whatever the case may be. So you're now on the road to becoming an adult, a young adult, pretty much. So yeah, here and there, you're going to experience things that would happen to real adults. You may be grief that happens in your family. There may be, well, a death that happens in your family. You may lose your job. You may lose your girl, whatever the case may be. And it's really teaching you about, okay, when things happen, how do you continue to go about life? I mean, you can't let one thing just stop you in your tracks, and because that's not how life is. I mean, that's not how life is, where something could just happen and you just have the ability to just stop and just cry the entire time. Like, have your time to grieve, have your time to process your emotions, or whatever the case may be doing. But as things continue, you got to just take it on the chin, get the necessary support for you so that you can continue to go further. Someone asked you to see home. We don't care about that. But listen, you just you just gotta know that hey, things will continue to happen, but know that this isn't the end. And I know I've seen it so many times, and I've been subject to it myself, where we get so stuck in what's happening right now, right? Oh, this is happening right now. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I feel this way. We're only 20, 21, 22, 23. We have so much ahead of us that we can't even think about that right now. We're just in now moment. So it's like when things happen, understand it's just right now. It's not forever. It's just right now. Might even be tomorrow. Might even be the next day. But it's not forever for real.
I agree with you 100%. Like, just to piggyback off that, I just feel like college, like you're saying, it's transitional phase. It's like this is a time where you're really gonna grow up and you're forced to make your own decisions for yourself. So I just feel like I said earlier, you just gotta kind of take it all with ease and take it all as a learning experience and do all of that while enjoying it and like learning about yourself. This is awesome time to learn about who you are as a person. Like you're away from your parents, like most of the time you can just be who you want to be without any consequences. So, take that time, like take it as an advantage. A lot of people aren't able to get that. So yeah, like and stick through it. Like MC said, like give it a chance. You make it what you want it to be.
Facts. That is 100% true. Y'all, B-Rook, you said it all. I was literally just about to say something like that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all feel like in any way your family contributed to preparing you for college or just helping you throughout your college experience? Do you feel like y'all have had that support?
I definitely do feel like my parents and like my family support me as it comes to like the prior knowledge before. Like my mom, she went to college and everything, but she didn't go to HBCU, so she just not quite getting the same experience, or she didn't get the same experience that I'm having. So it's like she prepared me as much as she could, but like even though that I'm here now, like I tell her yada yada yada, like she supports me and she helps me like figure out like as best she can with her knowledge. And so I just think also like me being here is a learning experience for my mom too, because she didn't get to experience this. So I feel like we're both just trying to teach each other kind of stuff. I think that's how it is with all of my family, because a lot of my family did not go to HBCUs and go the route that. My bad.
No, were you done? I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh yeah, I was done. I just had to put that last piece in. My bad.
Yeah, pretty much. I almost had the same experience as you. Both of my parents, they didn't go to they didn't go to HBCUs. They went to community college and local colleges. So I'm not saying I don't have that support. I just don't have that perspective or prior knowledge from them. But for the most part, they do support me and they do love that I'm becoming my own person and I'm walking this walk of life through my HBCU experience.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. I know for me, I'm the first person in my immediate family to go to college. Um, Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, it is a bit of like navigating somewhat on my own for some things. I know it's a lot of things that my folks just won't understand because they haven't really experienced it. And that's okay. I mean, I can't. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to go to college. So I'm just blessed and grateful that I have the opportunity, and because they don't know, I can't fault them for trying to teach me about something that they don't even know. I just know that for me, I'm in a position where I can start the foundation for when my kids come, I can be able to offer that to them. And I feel like a lot of times, especially us, our generation, we examine the things that like our parents have done. And that's what you should do. You examine things your parents have done and then try to take mental notes of it for when you have a child. Oh, my parents weren't emotionally available for me in this way. So when my kids come, I'm going to be this way. And again, our parents, they try to parent the best way they know how. Sometimes it is great, sometimes it isn't, but you just take it as it is and just move to the next point. But yeah, I don't fault them for it, and that's why I'm glad I had like other mentors and folks I could talk to about things when it comes to college, and not just have to rely on my parents. Um, I love Tebow. Oh, what was I love? Yeah, I love Tebow 1000 says, yes, I agree, and I'm an extremely fragile person. I get very sensitive to things easily, so I'm learning to disattach and pick myself up and try again.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody want to start with that?
I would like to say I am, how would I say this? It's good that you're aware, that you're noticing these things about yourself, and that you know that you are a super sensitive person, that you're catching on to it, because I don't want to say college is the real world, but it is a step to the real world. So when you
Mhm.
understand these things about yourself and you're able to grow into that person, it'll definitely will save you in the future. So that's what I can say about that.
I agree with that all the way. Like,
Um, Before we head out of here, does anybody want to offer like just a really big piece of advice that you, if you had to give to say your younger self or to somebody like I love Tebow 1000 who's about to probably start college soon? Any real piece of advice that you just want to give folks for real?
I'll go. My biggest piece of advice is really take in the moment while you're in it and really realize like everything you're doing, because I know for me, I'd be so overwhelmed and worried about this, worried about that. I'd be forgetting like that I'm here, and you have to remember what got you here. Like at one point I was in Virginia dreaming about being in college, being here, but it's just like now that I'm here, I'm focused on what's next instead of enjoying the moment like that I worked so hard to get to. Even playing college sports, like sometimes I forget, like I wake up like, dang, I'm really here. I don't pay anything to go here. I play softball and I'm cooling. Like I just be forgetting that. But like
Mm-hmm.
when times get hard, I'm just can remember like, okay, this is everything that I prayed for and I worked for. Like think about that instead of thinking about, I gotta do this or I gotta do that, and it's not going how I want it to be and I'm not feeling like where I need to be. But really you're gonna be in your moment when you need to be there, and don't try to rush to be to the next thing, because everything in this moment is gonna get you to the next one. So I think that's my biggest piece of advice. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. that is some tea right there. My biggest piece of advice is to, and this is very transparent, don't be obligated or don't feel obligated to make sacrifices for people. Do what you feel in your heart and do what's right. And also to always be confident. I struggled with confidence when I got to college, but hey, like I'm walking around campus, everybody knows me. Not to sound cocky, but
Nah,
be more
pocket stuff, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, be more confident and don't feel obligated to make sacrifices for people.
I really, really love that. Don't feel obligated to make sacrifices for people, because that pretty much goes into like know when to say no,
Yeah.
know when to say no, um,
Even when it's hard,
even when
because
it's hard.
it's hard to say no.
It definitely, I know for me, I can have that. Nobody ever has a problem with MC, right? I'm a very personal kind of guy, so I've realized that now. Sometimes I might say yes to things. I'm like, damn, I really didn't want to say yes to that, but
Yeah.
here I am. But from my piece of advice, I would say college is supposed to be the point where you find yourself, right? Or you at least begin the journey to finding yourself. So definitely try different things. If you have an interest in it, go for it. If you want to go see something, go for it. You don't want to leave college with any regrets, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I should have tried this. I should have did that.
Yes.
Just
Everyone.
into trying new things and just sometimes going with the flow. It doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it might be like, dang, I really hate the predicament I'm in. But it's
Right.
again, earlier how don't be so stuck in the now that you forget you're so young. You know what I mean? I know older folks, they often say that our generation feel like we know everything, which in some cases can be true. I feel like our generation is definitely a lot smarter in some things. But there are some times where we get so caught up here, it's like, yo, there's a lot more to learn, a lot more to experience. College is not the end of the road. It's really just the beginning of the road to a longer life afterwards. So go with the flow sometimes. Don't get so stuck in the now and just learn to just adapt to whatever you get yourself in.
Yeah.
Hadassah, what's the A word of the day?
Y'all, let's get into our accountability check. A word, I'm gonna go ahead and start with mine. I'm going to take accountability of, let's see, finishing any assignments that I have to make up for the rest of this week, since I do start spring break soon. And what else? Finishing some laundry I have to get done. Um, and yeah, that's my accountability check for this week, y'all. Be real.
Um, my accountability check for the week is I'm still writing these papers from like 2 weeks ago, y'all. I don't really know what's going on. So I'm gonna do those for this week. And then I need to edit the videos from CIs. I'm actually excited to look at that because I got some pretty good clips from that. So I want to push those out. I just want to get everything done because next week is midterms and I'm still traveling for softball like this week and next week and spring break week. So I'm just really trying to lock in so that during spring break I can just focus on softball, or at least for the next 2 weeks. Because trying to do it both, y'all, it really be athlete student, but y'all didn't hear that from me. But yeah, that's my accountability check. I need to actually do this work and stop playing. But I've been doing it piece by piece. So
That's I remember you mentioning something about the papers that you were writing. Get it done.
they're
ASAP.
still being written.
MC.
I think for me, I finally was able to get a reel out. It wasn't really credit of my own. Shout out to B Rook for y'all posting that because I'm claiming that as me having a reel out.
Yeah.
But so with talking with my agency today, really just trying to work on my branding and just start trying to dive into different kinds of content that's posted on my page. I know a lot of it be like me hosting parties and things like that. But I also want to get into the other aspects of me being like a media personality and an MC. It's not only that I MC parties, but I do other things as well. So it's just starting to take those baby steps into creating different kinds of content for my page. Whether it's these podcast clips, whatever the case may be, just starting to put different stuff up there. So we're working on my branding. But yeah, you should see that within the next week, some different kinds of stuff up there. So yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all just remember that this episode is recorded. So if you forgot your accountability check, make sure you go back and hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. These are the receipts,
I'm
live
pulling
receipts.
up next week. So
I will have this podcast deleted if I don't do myself.
report it.
Anything else we want to, put out there into the universe for the people to hear? Anything else? All hearts and minds clear?
All hearts and minds are clear. Actually, I have one thing to say. Y'all better get y'all Claritin, y'all Zyrtec, all that ready because the pollen is coming.
It's
I'm
coming.
so glad I was blessed to not have allergies like that.
You know, MC, you didn't have to say that. It's okay.
Well, actually, let me say this. I'm allergic to something. There's this chapstick I just used like the other day, and I woke up and like I was like, bro, what is this on the side of my mouth? I was like, I know this ain't what I think it is. So I look it up. I was like, all right, it's not that. So I'm like, ain't no way I done caught that. I was like, bro, I ain't building nobody. It's just been me and her. Like, come on, bro, chill, bro. But yeah, I was allergic to some of that chapstick. So like, it broke me out. Me out. Yeah, my pollen issues, I'm blessed.
Pollen issues are insane. You have allergies like that, Hadassah?
Not with pollen, but just like environmental stuff like dust for the most part, and cold or like different types of perfumes. But yeah.
Y'all be cooling during the springtime. It'd be the pollen, it'd be like the smells, the perfume, it's everything. The dust, like
Mm-hmm.
the second
Mika, Maka, Mook.
It be beating me up bad, just sneezing, and I don't be winning at all. And mind you, I play an outside sport.
We gonna pray for you, sister. you gonna y'all, this has been a productive, great episode of the Campus Rundown. Right here on the Story Black Sense. Shout out B-Rook, shout out Hadassah. I've been your host, MC. Until next Tuesday, man. Stay safe, stay blessed. Catch y'all next time.
Mwah. No bars.